Let's see if we can go back to town really quickly and try to get the book from what's his name. Grant Bauer house. It is Martin Bauer, right? You want something? Yeah, I'm looking for Martin. Where the heck is he? Wood carvings are quite curious. That's like very maypole, spooky looking. Alright, is this Martin's place? Johann Bauer's house. Johann's family used beehives for the honey and wax. Alright, where the heck is Martin? We gotta get him because I need that book. Either that or someone else stole the book and it isn't Martin, and this is the only way to figure out if it is. So we're just gonna look for him really quick. Who is he friends with? More ruins? I wonder if they're from the old Roman colony. Stoll's house. Tassing is lucky to have so much wound work, blah blah blah. We already read that one. Huh. So we can't find Martin anywhere. Paulo says, I'm a Duragar wizard in BG3. That's interesting. I didn't realize Duragar were controllable or playable. Alright, Alright, and I can't interact here. So yeah, we just have to go forward. That's a bummer. I wanted to confront what's his name. Yeah, so it doesn't look like there's any way to find what's his name, Martin. And that book is really important to us, so that sucks. Oh god, where is he? That's the Abbott house. Alright, well, I guess it's just to work with us. Most of these medicines were made by, yep, we've already read all of that. So it seems like some of these descriptions don't, like, disappear even if we, basically, no matter what we do, how many times we've read them, they won't go away. Ooh, lightning just rumbled my controller. I'm just like rubbing up on stuff right now. I just want to see what is interactable and what isn't. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had auto-replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. And the calefactory next door. You can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Calefactory. A communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Kiersau it is part of the old abbey, therefore connected to the old scriptorium. It keeps the library monks warm and the library dry. Or it keeps the monks warm and the library dry. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. Town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they're fine. More importantly, if they're not, don't care. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor. Huh. We have a grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? Haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak with the abbot some time ago. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be terse already. I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. God, give me the strength to endure this man. I don't know why I gave him a southern accent. He just seems like kind of an asshole, so just went with that. It's not stopping. What's going on? It can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. I want to do everything except that. I want to go into different places I'm not supposed to be and check things out. Nothing in here. Check the old cemetery to see if anything's been washed up, huh? A startling scream? Brother Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Ferenc must have buried something here. I need to dig this grave up if I want to know what he was up to. I bet Otto would help me if I asked. I think those screams were coming from the chapter house. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. It probably has. There's blood in here. Lorenz. Please, Father. Where is the brother of Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Located on the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, a elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and Primus Germaniae, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march upon our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? God protect us, Koto Sakura. Silence. Quiet. Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then what will we do? We must send the Baron's men to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Blech. Mother Cecilia. The Baron's... Oh, sorry, I thought that was the woman. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the imperial diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. I'm trying to understand how to pronounce that name. Brother Voislav. Voislav is what I'm going with. Or Voslav. Please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. Oh. Probably Voislav, right? What? Brother Piero, why? In flagrante delicto, in blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. He wasn't angry. Anyone who is in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet, this is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Voislav will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either. But it isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. I have to do something. I can't let Piero die for something he didn't do. I appreciate your passion, but if you pursue this indelicately, you could make matters worse. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at Nonus. Monastic hour according to 3 p.m., one of the little hours of prayer. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. So it's interesting, artists, you know, with a pretty strong understanding of form are generally pretty good for autopsy and stuff like that at this time. In fact, they were often, as far as I know, conscripted. That's not the right word. brought, we'll just say brought in order to deal with stuff like this? God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you about the Baron, how you walked away with the sisters when he arrived. Given that the Baron was just murdered, it seems worth inquiring about the cause. Why? Do you not trust in the abbot's judgment? It is not the abbot's judgment that matters, but the archdeacon's. All too true, but you must proceed carefully in your inquiries. Simply the word says consulted. Yes, that is the word I was looking for. Thank you. The abbot does not want anything to interfere with the archdeacon's investigation. That includes you. Then help me. How do you feel about interfering with it? Andreas, this is not a joke. The abbot is concerned for the future of the abbey with good reason. Why should saving an innocent man's life threaten the abbey? If the archdeacon leaves here without determining who killed Baron Rothvogel, it will draw the attention and ire of Prince Bishop of Freising. Then help me determine who the real killer is. I am simply a nun. Why do you think I can help you? I saw how you reacted when the Baron arrived. You must know something about what's going on. All right. I did have a reason to be concerned when the Baron Rothvogel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the sisters on his last visit. The damage was severe enough that she had to leave us for some time. That is why I removed the sisters from this presence as soon as I could. Are there any who may have wanted revenge? I cannot know what is in a person's heart, Andreas. Can I at least speak to the sister who was harmed? No, Andreas, I don't think that would be appropriate. Alright, this doesn't help me much if I don't know what happened or to whom. I understand this is less information than you likely wanted, but I do not think I can tell you any more in good conscience. Trust me when I say the victim of this incident could not have killed the Baron. I need more than that. Are there any records on her? What happened? Yes, we keep records on all of the sisters in the library. Not that it does you any good, you're not allowed. This again. Again, it is the way Kiersau has been run for centuries. No men are allowed in the library other than the abbot himself. It is not going to change now. Oh, fuck. I don't know what to say here. Do I want to name Illuminata, or do I want to say that I found the secret entrance? So if I name Sister Illuminata, it conveys that she narked, but it protects me. Whereas this one, I'm just gonna say this. I can sneak in on my own, you know. I found the secret entrance in the crypt. Don't try it. You'll be caught, and you'd be lucky if the abbot only banished you from the abbey until Judgment Day. Ah, you're probably right. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. May God bless you, Andreas Maler. Doors from the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Saint Hildegard of Bingen was a Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer on the variety of subjects of theology to musical composition. Interesting. Well, I guess finding that was actually pretty helpful. We can't sneak in right now. We have a few things on our checklist to do. We need to speak to Otto about digging up graves. What is this? A letter to the Baron from Friar Ferenc? My god, Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc into giving it to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. I wonder if Ferenc was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. Holy smokes. That's huge. That's wild. Can we talk to Cecilia? That's spooky. That's not a good idea. That's bad. I'm gonna go talk to Cecilia really quickly. Because she seems to be something of an ally. I don't know if that will give us... I don't know if we'll even be able to talk to her about this, but... man, I'm already wondering what, like, different builds would do. Okay, I don't have anything else to say to her. I'm already wondering what, like, different quote-unquote, like, builds would do. Like, if I said that, like, occultism was my favorite side study, if What's-His-Face would have been like, ooh, let me talk to you about this. Simply the Worst says, was he the one that gave you the Key of Solomon? Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the Key of Solomon is. I assume it's some kind of heretical or apocryphal text, but I'm not sure. So we have a murder mystery on our hands. I wasn't expecting... I mean, I know I mentioned it earlier, but, like, it wasn't actually where I thought this game was gonna go. Forever Platinum says, yes, it's an occult book about summoning demons and stuff. Oh, fuck. We need to get rid of that, then. Because if that's on our... If he gave it to us, they're gonna point it at us. The Archdeacon... Tassing's old salt mine. Oh, that's not the kids talking. There we go. Paul. Hi. Paul, right? You're the Miller's boy. What are you kids doing down here? Frogs. Wouldn't you have better luck by the river? We're not really looking for frogs. I am. Me too. It appears you're outnumbered. Why don't you tell me what you're really up to? I don't want to get in trouble. We're in trouble? Not yet. Right? I'm not your father or your father. I can't tell you what to do. We're throwing rocks. Bert, rocks down the hole. You're throwing rocks in the old mine? Maybe. It's just, they fall for a long way. And if you lie on the edge, you can hear them go blink way down below. I've thrown 100 rocks. It's really not that many. But it's not that many. What do you think's at the bottom? Rocks. Aside from the rocks. Salt? Dad says the dead guys ate it. He means the Romans. They built the salt mine, the aqueduct too. The aqueduct, the Imperial Road, and many other things besides. Seems this town's riddled with Roman building projects. Tell him about the treasure. Oh right, there's something shiny at the bottom. It's what we want to hit with the rocks. It could be old Roman coins. Oh, I hoped it might be Groschen. Or Gulden. The treasure. We should get it. I don't think that's a good idea. It's a long way down. You could be hurt. So, I'm gonna live forever. Dad says that's blasphemy. Are you gonna tell Andreas? I should let your mothers know that you play here, yes. No, please don't. I should go. Till later. Bye. I want that treasure for us, not for them. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the deal with the church is, really. Okay, there's nothing anyone down here is gonna say right now. Church and the Druckers. I didn't notice the animated people in the background. That's kind of cool. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I don't believe you. Come inside. Sit down. Yes, this has been a difficult day. I could use a distraction. I have just the thing, then. I'd like your opinion on my latest project. Sorry, taking a sip of my water. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? I'm always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh my, Klaus, you must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. Yeah, your cooking is lovely, darling. Hello. Hello, Bertold. How are you? Sleepy. Come back to my workshop. Klaus looks like an actor, but I can't remember what his name is. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. I'd suggest running this in 2 passes with the background elements in a lighter ink to help the characters stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Willem says, Charles Dance? Yes, that is exactly who I was thinking of. Thank you. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts of the type. Family of artisans. Bless us, O Lord, and give these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, Amen. 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 I'm hungry. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. You were just going to tell them that? God in heaven. He just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful. A murder in Kiersau? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? Does the abbot really believe that brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. But no, I cannot believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Oh, don't hold back on my account. I've had children and even helped Agnes deliver a few. I'm not squeamish. Yes! Blood! But it wasn't Brother Piero. Who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky? What do you have caused? Shout at a nobleman. Ooh, egg pasta? Oh, yes, please. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Could it have something to do with the nuns? Would Lucky argue with Lorenz about nuns? Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky's a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemperin came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Attilia's late husband, Ranig, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Ranig died just last year, and Attilia hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with Job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It all depends on the details of the lease. Did she come from a wealthy family? She did, in fact. Wealthier than Ranig's, anyway. The land they lived on was part of her dowry. She may make a case to lay claim to it on the property of equal value. Well, are you a lawyer, Andreas? Enough about Attilia. Is there anything else you can think may have done? Anyone else you might have think could have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ference has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? And it's not as strange as you might think. Within the world of astronomy, some have opinions they would kill for. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others, and worth killing for. Maybe so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ference. Not even when Gurnot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. Just doesn't seem to be a part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. She had cause to dislike the Baron. I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for your care. It's helped me understand how I can help Piero. You're always welcome here, Andreas, anytime. Yeah! You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Bertold. I'll try. Alright, it's time for us. 2 days remain. Okay, interesting. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near France Bower. Prior Ference is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. I'm not going to talk to Lucky. So Miklaus departed. Hey there, Andreas. Alright, I do need to speak to Otto. I need to do this as soon as possible. Oh, fuck, that scared me. That took me by surprise a little bit. Hey, Maler, you've seen my son? So I'm running from the Abbey this morning, actually. That fucking rat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the fields. He told his mother he was sick. Say anything to you? Like where he was going? Not a word. Figures, no manner at all. Must be as his mother's influence. Sure as shit didn't learn that behavior from me. If you see him again, will you tell Kat? She's driving me crazy about it. What's got her worried? There ain't a thing in the world that doesn't worry my wife. Martin's no exception. The boy's always running off, always comes home too. Doesn't stop her getting in hysterics about it. He's her son. Stands to reason she'd be concerned if he disappeared. Yeah, well, I didn't ask you, did I? Talk to Kat or don't, it doesn't matter to me. Until later, Mahler. Alright, so we have quite a few little clues, quite a few things to deal with. Well, if it isn't the rotten Baron's new best friend. Afternoon, I'm glad to find you in such a good mood. Pah, city boy, you think you're so clever? What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. Never really talked. I thought it time we get acquainted. Willem says he has to go. Thanks for the stream. No problem, William. Thank you so much for watching. No one wants to talk to a surly old widow out of the goodness of their heart. No, I know your type. You want something from me. What is it, boy? Spit it out. Can't a young man come to entertain an old widow out of simple Christian charity? No, go away. I just want to ask you some questions about Lorenz Vogel's murder. Oh, is that what those bells were for? Hi, what a blessing. Not the first time Perkta answered my call. You want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns the entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. Has the abbot crossed you somehow? What did I just tell you, boy? I don't have anything else to say on the matter. The life of an innocent man is at stake, one of the elderly brothers. Can you spare me a few minutes? You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Idiot. Kill them all, see if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Where is this anger coming from? Is it something I can help with? No! Well, maybe. Doesn't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush? I'm not so strong as Otto, but I can lift things and reach high places if that's what you need. Not often someone offers to help out an old Attilia. Fine, you do some things for me, maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while. Lots of things been building up, things I'm too old to do. You got some place to be? I do, actually. I'll be back later to help. Sure you will. That's what they always say. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Oh, fuck, I have so many things to do. Alright, so I need to figure out where the hell Otto is. Because I don't know where he lives. Is he one of the Steinauers? Does he live here? Hello, Andreas. It is definitely very compelling how much stuff is just stacked right now for us. Like, I don't know how, if we're gonna be able to do anything. I don't know if we can fit 1 or 2 of these events in, or if we have to do 5 of them, or if every single option is mutually exclusive. It's terrifying. But I do know one thing, and it's that I want to go back to the farm really quickly, because I want to go upstairs and grab those books, if I can, because I absolutely 100% do not want to do anything. I don't want to get caught with them. Hey, Andreas, you say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? Not after some nice local flora? Yarrow, Eyebright, and Campion would suit them well. I don't know those. Usually I just call them by their color. There's just yellow ones in the meadow, the purple ones. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witnesses Jesus' greatest moments of glory in his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. Word of advice, don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. Oh, hello. Hello, Remen B. First time chatter. This is a good friend of mine from almost my childhood. How you doing? It's fine, I get it. I just called him on those flowers you mentioned from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the flowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Alright, let's go upstairs really quickly. I really should clean this up. The Pigatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron. Yeah, so Prior Ference was dealing with stuff. I wonder if this is one of those games you could just sleep through, like, by mistake. Hello, Andreas. It's nice to see you out and about. Afternoon, Clara. Keeping busy? Always. It's not... but if it's not the washing, it's the cooking, the mending, the tidying. I'll lose my head if it count it all? I think that's a typo. And that's before we get to the wool. Ah, goodness, all that wool. The sheep are lambing already. So soon, I know. I didn't think you'd notice. We shirred the ewes last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed, and we've got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Where will we find the time? Oh, let me move my microphone out of the way. Couldn't see chat for a second. Accidentally smacked it. That sounds like a lot of work. Surely you have some help. Oh, yes. Sometimes more than we need. Many of the women in Tassing lend a hand, so it goes quickly. Many hands make light work, eh? How do you determine the profit split if everyone shares in the labor? You're a funny one, Andreas. We share in the work and we share in the rewards. The wool we spin will clothe the town through the Alpine winters, after all. Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but to the interests of others, as Father Thomas said last Sunday. Oh yeah, that is him, okay. Oh right, Mass. Father Thomas has been pestering me to attend. Do you wish you would? I know it would please Ava as well. She worries for your immortal soul. God bless her. She does? Of course, she worries about all the family. And so long as you stay with us, family you shall be. Ah, but I'm looking forward to the spinning. It's rare so many women in town are in the same room together. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I'll give it some thought. No need to be shy. Everyone would be glad to see you, especially Ursula. She's taken quite the shining to you, you know. A blessing for your future wife. We meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to my labors, but it was lovely to see you, Andreas. Take care. Be well, Clara. All right, let's talk to Ava real quick. Okay. She's got nothing to say about that. All right, so I guess we can... So I was looking for Martin. I didn't see him anywhere. Andreas, just wondering when he'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. Yeah. So I hope you got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I don't have the time just now. Maybe another day. I'm not about to twist your arm, young Master Maler, but you should come round before Sunday. I do think that gossiping with the ladies of the town is actually a good idea. They probably have way more information about what's going on than has been... Oh, wow. I had a really bad hiccup just now. We probably have a much better grasp on what's happening in town than the game is portraying them as. Because, obviously, they're the ones that everyone in town are constantly dealing with, but no one pays attention to. So there's a very, very good chance that if we spend time doing the seemingly superfluous action of hanging out with them, that they'll gossip. Because remember, no one else is gossiping. People will say random shit, but then they'll be like, don't do that, that's bad for your Christian soul, or whatever. And because they won't gossip, we haven't gotten any information about anyone. But if all the girls in town that all of the people are mistreating are together in one room, it might actually benefit us and give us a reward for doing the seemingly superfluous action of just hanging out instead of doing the investigation or whatever. Afternoon, Andreas. I heard that Baron friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. My mentor, Brother Piero, has been blamed for the crime. One of the elder brothers, isn't he? Might have met him while I was replacing the scriptorium roof. Seemed an all-right sort for a monk. Sorry to hear it. Anyway, did you need something? Otherwise, I got things to do. Do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Why? There's something in there that'll prove the old brother's innocent, right? That's it. You're perceptive, Otto. I only listen when people talk. You should try it. Did you talk to the abbot about this mischief? Wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over his stuff without his permission. Oh, fuck. Do I just say no, or do I lie? Of course, the abbot knows all about it. You're not a very good liar, Andreas, but it's alright. I don't care what the abbot thinks. It'll take a few hours, especially if I'm digging alone. You got time for that? You don't care that the abbot doesn't know? What do I give a shit if he gets mad? He's an asshole. You want to go do this now or not? Let me take care of a few things first. Alright, don't be too long. I got actual work to do. Okay, so I can't do this right now. The game won't let me. Which is good to know. Yeah, that is actually good to know. Because it means that I can slot that in at a later time and not be screwed over by going to do the actual thing I am supposed to do right now, which is investigate the body and sneak into the library. So let's see if we can sneak into the library. Yeah, let's see if we can sneak into the library. I think that's a good idea. And I'm gonna check out the Roman ruins really quick just to see if there's anyone down here. It doesn't appear like there is. Yep, nope, nothing new. Very interesting. Very interesting. And again, we're gonna look over here just to make sure there wasn't like the flag for interacting with what's-his-face. Fuck, what's his name? Martin. And then there's this over here, but we can't interact with it yet, so. Okay, yeah, we should probably go do the autopsy. It seems like the best idea right now, because it will give us the most information. We are pretty multidisciplinary. Okay, I can't go into the abbot's house. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be sneaking around. I completely forgot. Yikes. Why would I throw a stone there? Why don't I just, like, tap the glass? Andreas, this way. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. This guy also looks like an actor, but I don't know. I can't remember his name either. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. I've seen many animal corpses in the wilds in various states of decay. Human death is also a part of nature. It's kind of a grim... Yikes. This is just a little bit. Oh fuck, I skipped dialogue. A corpse of a man you once walked and talked with. Excuse me. It just isn't the same, even if it may seem so in the rational mind. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. This might be useful later. Ah, of course. He's naked. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. A puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. Are we drawing nudes? It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. This joke has come up like multiple times and I haven't selected it, but I feel like this is actually useful information to know. But that doesn't sound deep enough to kill him. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I do is examine the body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow might not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex. Probably from the French disease. Fuck. I forgot this game is old. It's a historical novel, basically. So they're using old names for diseases. So it just sounds horrific to call it the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with this murder. I'm not familiar with it. It was first discovered 20 years ago by French soldiers visiting brothels in Naples. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. Moving down. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are his new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Grunt an affirmation stoically. Clever censorship. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I wonder if that's a connection between him and the lady, the lady in the cell. I wonder if they're related. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. What do we think? Nature or business? Probably business. I've spent enough time with nobles to guess that he probably fell off his horse when hunting. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is. A rather dramatic head wound. Oof. That is pretty dramatic. That's a pretty nasty gash. The dark hair and blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. Mysterious. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression of in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit that spot twice unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. He may not have been attacked in the chapter house. Interesting. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Not outside the abbey, that's an impossibility. The cloister. Oh, fuck. I pressed a hotkey and it is selected. It's possible, but an incredible risk. The abbot's house looks out directly on the garden. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. I'd say 2 to 2.5 inches around. Perhaps a pig mallet, a joining hammer, or even a round stone 4 to 5 inches across held in the hand. That's specific. Estimating size, distance, and number have always come easily to me. Hopefully your talents will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So, I believe we've discovered 2 important things. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy, blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that. You may need more evidence to convince the Archdeacon. Oh, there's one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. Das Mädchen, das starb und die Unschuldige mit ihr. At Maturin Capital House. The girl who died and the innocent with her, Matan chapter. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? One of the nuns. It's been years since any of the nuns have died. Perhaps Mother Cecilia would remember. Can you tell who wrote it? They're not Italian, I can tell you that. Italian scribes use humanist script. This is a highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Edok and Kai are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, then who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck in finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional... Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stolz, a physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid it can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. All right, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. Ah, Dr. Stolz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, but as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stolz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of some battlefield sawbones. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. Nice. That was close. Now quickly leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. So he was a battlefield medic. He was a soldier before he became a monk. That's interesting. That's super interesting information. We did not have that info before, aside from just, you know, his eye patch. I should find someone to eat with. All right, so I guess we're gonna have to find someone to eat with. Maybe we can we can dig up the thing with Otto as well. Maybe we can eat with Lucky? It's kind of interesting. Ren says, it explains why he knows his corpses and wounds pretty well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that he's actually seen battle, you know? Platt says, good hiding place, Andreas. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this is a cabinet. Get inside the cabinet, you dingus. Why are you hiding behind it? You're like not particular. He took one more step towards the body, it would have been all over, dude. What are you doing?